will be cash. A map we do favor
Just
G2.
to finish the point,
yeah,
though, like I think most teams should be looking to get Nuke out. It's the one map Virtus Pro can rely on. So either way, we get going. G2, VP. VP starts out on the T side.
Oh, the Deagle's out. I like that. That's audacious from Pasha. Not really seen him do that before. It's normally a player like Snacks you'd imagine that gets a Deagle up. He's had one of the worst tournaments in history for him. As Shoxy pushes towards the B storage area, P2000 in hand, gets spotted by that Deagle, and Nia waiting towards Useless. Not going to be the best flashbang, unfortunately. He'll be taken down from one crisp bullet of Shoxy, but they'll explode towards the A bomb site. It was all a ruse.
Bomb planted. Smoke goes off. Apex truck. Body will work from mid, gets out Z connector. Bit of vision towards Squeaky Doorway, but none toward any of the actual T players' positions. Good lurk from Pasha as well. Deagle lets them go by entirely. He'll make the call. They're coming from Highway. It still leaves 5 players alive, and he's got to get closer still because they're going to be aggressive toward the site. He'll go down, and as he goes, Taz and Bialy will hold off the front side. Taz steps up, in fact, gets 3 kills overall. Bialy still sits behind, and Kenny's in the middle of nowhere. Pasha didn't get a kill, but he called exactly where they were coming from, and VP starts off well.
Very well done there by Virtus Pro. Like we saw, a bit of presence towards the B storage area. Shoxy opening things up. You think, okay, it's clear, but before you even give the call at that point, they've made their way out towards A, and it's G2 playing a retake setup at that point, and they get the bomb down cleanly. The retake coming in from G2 with the man advantage as well. Taz mowing them down from quad. I'm sure we'll get to see that in a second, but that was very, very well done indeed. Virtus Pro kicked things off in style, and no force buy from G2. That's quite rare to say, Matt. They're normally one of the teams that are guilty of wasting their money the most out of any of the top teams. There's only Kenny S that joins it as well. Doesn't save enough for the AWP. I'm sure the analyst touched on that. They actually did. I think Chad mentioned it as they were looking for Kenny S's weaknesses. As we can see, just some upgraded pistols here. Deagles and a CZ. 1 smoke for MBK. 2 rifles. Oh, only 1 actually for VP. That's Taz with the AK-47. Obviously had a bit more cash than his teammates. The SMGs just trying to get some information right now. Don't need to push the envelope at the very start of the round. Hold the default. Get some information as to where the stack is. And then deploy the utility like this. And map control towards the middle is always a good start.
Pex flirting with shot through smoke. NBK. Behind the forklift, smokes go down both at the garage themselves, thrown by CTs, and from the Ts, they bounce one out to cover off the top of Highway. Red gap. Neo to mid. MP10, that's what I'm going to call it from now on.
MP10.
MP10 gets out. Now look, I'm going to say Mac P. I've got it all backwards, Hank.
I like it, though. You're starting strong.
It's fun. You know what? I'm always strong. I sold some locals that last night. Snacks goes down through the vents. Neo does try and find them inside of the B site. Bodies up close, small pit, nowhere to hide after the first shot, so immediate trade as Apex puts himself well into the open. Kenny actually body blocked part of that Molotov, but it still covers off the site as intended. It's found behind the quad box. It's an MBK in a 1 versus 4. Deagle in hand. Plant down. It's all about just making sure the economy stays strong on the VP side. The round itself already done. Taz is looking very sharp.
Yeah.
3 kills here, 3 in the last round.
He has to, really. Like we said coming into this one, Snacks has had a pretty devastating tournament to what we're used to seeing from him. I think he's almost bottom of the entire tournament itself. Obviously, they've had some anomalies in terms of some of the results of the series, but still, it's Taz looking very good. You're absolutely right. Got a little bit dicey there. Here's the replay of the pistol we didn't see from his POV. As you can see, not the flashiest of kills, but just good positioning, using the sound cues effectively, and getting the job done. Very well played indeed. 2-0, like we said, no force buy from G2, looking to be fully equipped in the gun rounds. Nice nade coming in from VP. This should be the clean sweep. Maybe 1 kill coming in as Body picks that up, and that will be it. So it's going to be quite the bonus round. We do have VP with a couple of SMGs there, 2 AK saved as well. Probably 3 AKs in total. They could bring up the AWP if they want to at the same time. Pasha's looked probably some of the best AWPing we've seen from him in a very long time. This tournament's been fantastic. Nothing too crazy or carrying the team, just getting the job done, holding defensive lines and stopping the offensive assaults from his opposition. We'll get into the first gun round now. Like we said, G2 definitely can get the AWP out for Kenny S. It's one of his absolute best maps. It's a very dynamic position to play. WP on cash, lots of options at the very start as he goes towards B. Towards the checkers room, looking for anyone to cross over. Nothing shown towards this side of the map just yet. That vision taken away by the smoke. Now, going to firm default now from the Polish side. He said a bonus round is always a little bit difficult to read. It's trying to run away with the game and stay as a 5-man unit and normally execute quite quickly towards a bomb site.
Good shot through the smoke. Body able to take down Neo before the entrance is really completed for Virtus Pro. Good shot though back from Pasha. More so on the Mac-10. He's followed it up. Double through the smoke with Mac-10. That's certainly one way to keep them at bay, but still they're having trouble getting toward the bomb site. Bomb is down, in fact, in front of the right crate, just to the left of where Taz is positioned. UMP, slightly better at range than what Pasha was utilizing, but now with an AK picked up, he's got a real chance. Still does not elect to go for the bomb. He wants kills instead. He knows Kenny was getting closer, and he certainly was in the AWP.
Well, that's not too bad for VP. Like we said coming into this one, SMG's ready and waiting there. It's an A execution. They wanted to see if they could run away with the game, swell their bank accounts, going towards A, brought it down to a 2 versus 1, which is still pretty decent. That keeps the CTs modest. They're definitely going to have guns coming into this round as well. So the idea is win this round, completely reset the French side, and that's when your game really begins at that point. So that's the objective here. Sure, didn't win the round, but definitely enough to keep them weak. As you can see, Body brings out the famous little utility as well. A few kits available, but Kenny S probably going to be playing the exact same way he did in the previous round. Didn't get spotted towards B before. Be holding up for that smoke to come in. It's very likely it will. Asher taking a bit of Molotov damage there as G2 assert their dominance towards A main. Just making sure that map isn't going to be an option for Virtus Pro for a while.
Asher still just watching out towards Z connector. Boost in the corner of A. Door was actually opened and then closed as Body was jumping back toward the red crate. I wonder if they'll give thought to the fact that he was in transition front side of the site. Does that suggest someone was being boosted? Does it suggest they wanted to flash in toward A main? Shox has already gone aggressive, so it's a bit of both.
Yeah. He's still got very good information towards that side of the map. It's going to be Pasha boosted up on white box here, hoping for a mistake. They've got plenty of time here. Nothing has to be rushed. He'll cover his teammates as they make their way towards A main. Hits the shot, but can't quite find the kill. That information will be relayed. Bialy, though, can't convert it.
Wow, couldn't convert it when he had 12 HP and Body's on the FAMAS, but Neo's gone through middle. He's completely divided and held out Kenny. He's got to stay toward B. Meanwhile, Shox, yes, they did have the boost. They found that from Highway. He's still inside of A main. I think, yeah, there you go. The flash in, they knew it. And he's got to back off. It'll be a save call from G2 as Taz takes his time to relocate. Bonus round certainly pays off as they bring the guns out and pick up round 4.
Absolutely pays off, and that's why G2 have to save here. With Kenny S and Shoxy alive, you think this is probably a viable retake for them. Sure, it's 4-on-2, but they definitely have the skill, but it's not worth the risk. The next money, they only get $1,400 per player. As we said before, getting reset means they're going to have little to work with here. So save the AWP, save the AK-47, 2 of your stars with heavy weaponry there, bring that to the next round. They still have a chance to win it. They'll be with upgraded pistols and SMGs potentially, maybe a FAMAS, maybe one cheeky M4 dropped by one of these two boys, but yeah, that's exactly what VP wanted. They've managed to win the round of 4 players surviving as well. Good mid control at the start. We saw Pasha boosted up. Sure, he didn't get the frag, but he threw a spanner in the works there. He got the information that one player's low on the bomb site. Bialy couldn't find the frag, but still, they win the round. A lot of pressure applied to that side of the map, and there you can see the money wrecked. So they probably will force around this. It's double eco regardless. Kenny S, he can't just go towards B-Mat and hold that angle now. He needs to go towards middle potentially. That's been a problem for them. Getting squeaky door, A main, something to open up the map. Give them something to work with here because that's the problem. If you just hold back with the pistols, the SMGs and that one AWP, you're going to get shut down by the utilities. The Kenny S knows he needs to throw something in there that's going to make it a little bit more interesting. That's why they take the tactical timer right now. Discuss what's to play. But Virtus Pro, they know this is happening. They know they're going to be adjusting and trying to work out what they can do with the AWP. If I'm the caller for Virtus Pro, I'm calling something like, let's go for the B rush. Let's mix it up completely. We haven't shown that yet. So instead of letting them adapt, you throw in something completely wild.
Talk from NBK, naturally. Not much from Smiths as we see it. I'm sure the contribution was certainly there, but the AWP held.
Just a note. Oh, they have. Okay, there it comes.
Well, okay, because the HUD's not upgraded.
Yeah, that's the problem with that one. But we can see MBK and Body. They haven't bought much yet. So some CZs.
That's
looks like
actually,
they're pretty much all in.
Just to note, that's a small valve bug they should actually look into, is that it doesn't update until it pulls itself inward,
right.
so you only get a glance at it. Because I thought, oh, actually, Apex saved to the 2,600. That's reasonable,
I think
but no, he
saved
didn't.
about $600 per player here.
Yeah, so they're all in. Kenny has to back off. He did go back to B. He didn't go to mid or try and utilize anything further as Neo blows out the skylights from inside the confines of B main. They will sit behind the forklift. CZ in hand. Pasha is inside of A main. He's already crossed over. We see that. He does not. The double push it mid again. G2, they've always been a team. I say always, of course. They've not always been a team, but The French squads have always been about pressuring mid relentlessly.
Trying to bleed out whatever utility they have at this point. Virtus Pro hold up. It looks like they'll finish towards the A side. Like we said, Kenny S, not a B this time. Rotates over towards A. Molotov coming towards his position, though. He will start to burn, but hits the shot.
And Shox is going to try and flank. Shox knows it. He's going as quick as he can as well. That's the other gun. That's the AK. So Kenny hitting the first shot and then being slowed down inside of the smoke. Shox is behind. There's two. The AK could do it on its own. Taz, forklift gets taken down by Body. Neo found one in the meantime, but it is Shox's gun that's caused the problems. Body can smoke off the site. The bomb has gotten out. And it will head over toward B with Shox going down, but still, this is going to be a tough win for Neo.
Yeah, I don't think he has time to even get to the bomb site itself. They've read it. MBK happy to go down. He's only got the pistol. Easy shot as well to finish things off. Unlucky for Neo there, but very well done by G2. Like we said, they had to do something. They couldn't just rest on their laurels, allow VP to fully execute on towards them. Kenny S makes the call. I'm going to go towards A. They've been focusing on middle and that part of the map as well. I'll sit towards quad. He gets Molotov, but he finds the frag. That's enough to take the distraction away. And look at this flank coming in from Shox. He does not get better than that, ladies and gentlemen. The bomb down, 3 kills coming in. Very, very well done. He's got the AK. The AWP was out. The CZ didn't have to do too much of the work. Just take the attention away from that side of the map. And I'm a little bit disappointed with Virtus Pro in that one. I think they're too focused on their default. They haven't thought about the possibility of lost map control and not actually executing in time. That's one of the main rules of Counter-Strike. If you're going to do, let's say take Mirage for an example. We always say if you go for an A execute at the very start of the round, 5 players towards that, you can't wait around because you don't know what push middle, you don't know who's push B apartments. You have to be executing quite quickly. Same thing goes here. If you're just waiting around, not watching the map, you have no idea what's coming behind you. By the time you actually execute, Shoxy finds an opening like that. He's going to capitalize on that every single day of the week. 4-2. As G2 claw one back. It's a difficult buy now for VP. A couple of UMPs thrown into the mix, but Pasha has got the AWP. You'd say pound for pound, Kenny S outskills him every time, but Pasha definitely has been impressive this tournament. As we enter round number 7, it's going to be some more mid-focus from Shoxy, and he makes his way towards the vent.
Kenny behind the box with the AWP. Obviously, we know there's lots of ways by which one can clear that said position, but Shox is inside of the vents, so they won't be able to run directly through, and they'll be able to pincer off potentially anyone who does try and attack Kenny, which is now. First, they check the vents. Shox finds snacks immediately. Bialy's still back toward the boost. He was actually put up early on, and has just been waiting on the inside of the ledge. And Shox back with the repeat. It's Body and Apex that step up, and G2, the last round, have certainly bought themselves time in this game. Pasha pulls one back, but they still have the advantage with 2 AKs carried over and an M4 in the hands of Apex. It's going to swing out, gets information. They've gone to forklift, but it gets well so far out in the open, in fact, because Pasha walks in, finds Apex.
Shot from Pasha. This could be close, but the quick scope comes in and finishes things off. It looked like G2 were running away with the round itself. It's Apex there. Here's Taz coming towards headshot, but that's a very difficult shot to take. Unless you're hitting the first couple of bullets, Taz has the advantage there with a small target available. And there we have it. G2 not really synergized towards the end there. And the missed shot from Pasha almost cost them for the 2-on-1, but quickscope comes in. He gets the job done. We do see 5-2 and another reset for G2. Similar scenes as to what we saw before, but this time they don't have the luxury of having the AK and the AWP. 4 AKs out for VP though. They'll be aware of the situation. Probably won't wait a minute and then go into A together without watching any parts of the map. Probably learn the lesson from the previous experience, you know. But another default is absolutely fine at the start. Just make sure everything covered when you finally commit.
Ash just awaits with, ooh, okay.
It's fine.
It is fine, it's totally fine, but it's always fun. I mean, I think more often than not, in fact, Opper's timings is off. Or are off, I should say.
Stack here. Default pistols, but on each other's heads. The totem pole is set up. Max. One towards the forklift, gives that information to Bialy, and he should be able to find the kill here, maybe even a double. There it is, it comes through, round secured. No antics this time, as Apex has pushed to B storage. I'm sure Kenny is far behind. That's a nice shot. Takes down Snacks, but it won't do much in terms of the round outcome. Neo to finish things off, good communication. 6-2. That G2 win rounds, but then they're getting reset. Can buy into this round. There'll be a couple of compromises in terms of maybe the kits or your specific utility.
Round 7, by the way, is going to be a round that certainly swings this game If you want to look back at analysis and see a turning point for which G2 could have pulled back in if they had gone 4-3 and broken VP down.
Oh, yes.
This would be a very, very different game. The fact that they were able to pull that back in the 2 versus 3 inside of the B site was huge.
Remember, this is G2's pick as well. Virtus Pro, they can be very good in this map. They can be very uncomfortable as well. We move on to Nuke next. If they pick this one up, a 2-0 in their favor could very well happen. But Kenny has through the smoke there, takes down Snacks. It's the 5-on-4 to kick things off. A double AWP setup for the first time from G2. Just to note, MBK is the secondary AWPer of this side now. This is the first player to be found, and it's going to slow down the VP assault to this point. But Masher to recover, hits the shot, unfortunately, only in the shoulder through the wall, so can't quite get the kill there.
Neo still checks toward the vents. Molotov goes in late, but they've already pushed Shocks back on 7 HP. The 2-man advantage still stands, however. Tries to back away. Run boost for Taz. The low HP from Shocks means he's going to try and play as deep inside of checkers as he can. In fact, bait them from behind the box. They haven't checked it. He should be able to get one and will easily get one. He may get more than that, in fact, because Biawi goes to headshot. He's not willing to re-peek it with the HP as it is. He can relay the information instead. I thought that was Kenny that hit that shot. It's Apex from heaven. Oh. Kenny does hit that one, though, on Taz, and now we've got a 3rd round for G2.
Oh, we definitely do. And they do manage to avoid the tragic reset with the fact they keep 5 players alive there. It's the first time we see the double AWP, something that can be very beneficial on Cash itself. It's MBK to help out as we scoreline coming to 6-3. Okay, with the 1 frag right now, but now he's picked up the AWP. He should be able to get a little bit deeper into this series. Need to avoid the reset here for G2 to stand a real chance of posting a decent scoreline. Looks like we will have a pause at this point, as we can see Cuban in the background there, the coach, of course, with VP, just discussing what the players here. Sure, they've managed to have a great start with the pistol, getting that 3-0 as well, and then managing to fully reset G2, but now the tactics really have to come into play. You're up against the double AWP setup. You've seen G2's hand at this point. Now probably have to focus more on the utility side, the set pieces, the execution. How are you going to take those AWPs out of the game? You've got Kenny S, arguably the world's best AWPer right now, to shut down on one of his most comfortable maps. So I'll be discussing what kind of strategies they can bring to the table here. We know they've been working on them. That's been developed as this team goes on, especially on maps like Cobblestone, execution-based map like Cash can be as well. And I'm sure we'll see some new and exciting things from them. There is one compromise here with Snacks. I mean, quite a quiet game. He'll be down to the CZ, but we have got the AWP out and the 3 AK-47s. This is the aggressive play we're looking for, but it's MBK to kick it off. Won't be committing with the AWP, just throws the nade in.
Old school position for Taz. Solo doesn't really work there. I think even from white box, unless they jump up, you don't see much. The boost used to be somewhat, oddly enough, prominent. Like, people would use that quite a bit. I, by Power, used to use it all the time. But it's always desperate, I always found. It's just so narrow a position to commit 2 players to. Back to middle instead on the AWP. Chalks is still up close with the AK. Entirely alone inside of mid is Shocks. In fact, no one even on the highway. They're within the site at red and quad with one player trying to work out from Squeaky, but it's going to be Shocks instead as they walk directly, and he dodged the flash perfectly. He's got the bomb down at his feet. That'll call rotations to highway. Now they'll get there. On he takes Taz.
Wow, look at this teamwork. The flashbangs, the nades coming in as well, the double frag, body to come and take the aggro away as well. They should survive with all 5 players here. That was godlike from Shoxy. You see how crisp the aim was there as well. Dodges the flashbang, as you said, and just taps away as they run through. And he wants a little bit more. He'll be punished for that with a nice shot from Pasha. It's the 5 on. Okay, then 4 on. Okay, he's like Apex.
Calm down, JDM.
Yeah, we thought there was a chance to actually convert that one. But it's going to be Pasha. At least keeping them a little bit more modest, you know. Gets a couple of frags towards the end, but that should be the eco now called by Virtus Pro. They had 1 player on the CZ that round, but very, very well done by Shoxy. He's had a bit of criticism his way recently. He's even said himself in interviews that he hasn't felt comfortable. He's relying on his teammates to get him out of certain situations and help him through games, but he seems to be getting better as this tournament develops. Good work by Pasha to take 2 of them down. It's pretty much as good as it was ever going to get. And as we said, 6-4 and a full eco now for Virtus Pro. And that's what we needed from G2. They couldn't get reset there once again. It's 2 rounds in a row. Into round number 11 here. This should be a very, very easy round for G2 here. I'll be surprised if even 1 kill comes down. If the bomb gets planted, that's a loss in itself. But what a shot from KennyS to kick things off.
Great shot indeed. He's followed it up with a second as well. He's still alive and still causing problems. So too is Apex. And the nade will take out 2 as a result of all of the damage done. Certainly one way to collect Virtus Pro's players. It's now a 1-round game as well.
It is, with G2 having them on the ropes as well. They don't have the AWP option this round. That's been something that's been finding them frags. Taz has dropped off a little bit since his great opening to the game. Of course, on the AK-47, 6.5. Still enough money to buy here, but not a single Molotov. They have got the smokes to work with. And maybe just when you just see a set piece off the bat, looks like they're heading straight towards A. Now, cool, one of the strategies out of the book. Cuban probably suggested we need to just focus on the tactic of this round, and we'll see what we can do here. And like we said, they have to operate quickly. You've got no one towards B whatsoever or middle. They need to be committing like right now.
In they go. NBK still at quad, finds one immediately. It's body and shocks.
Where's the pressure? That looked way too easy for G2. That wasn't really even a strategy.
Just run in.
Just one smoke down. I guess you could call that a contact play.
I call that strategy all the time in matchmaking.
Yeah, just get in there, boys. Keep your head down.
You give a very inspirational speech and just run and hope for the best.
That was very poor. Not really too much challenge there by G2. Just opening pick. They come out one by one for a smoke. And that's the problem with this sort of set pieces. Like, if you could even call it that right off the bat, you're running for a smoke that's going to be at A main. They'll be completely punished there. MBK with 2 frags and an AWP. His position aptly named after him. He'll sit down. Going for the wall bang, you can actually do significant damage through that. Probably not a kill unless it's a headshot. Snacks just waiting for a mistake at this point. He can't win the round, but he can maybe capitalize if one of them gets a little impatient. MBK is hoping he can make this wallbang a thing. 6 HP, could find himself getting wallbanged back, and Snacks petitioning to do that. Gives away the information that he is indeed in the door. Throws out a little pistol to maybe bait out a shot. There we go. All right then, KennyS goes down. We did say the objective here, make the round expensive. Certainly done a good job of that so far.
21 seconds, flank coming in. He saw it though. Molotov actually pushed him back in a fashion that he saw Apex, and Apex wasn't ready for the angle, but he doesn't go down as well. If Shocks, or excuse me, if Snacks had found that kill as well, we might have a different situation.
Possibly, yeah.
They're running GoPros for the cameras. That's pretty cool.
There's that lovely shot. That was a run boost as well, I believe. That's incredibly difficult to hit. Not many AWPers will be able to connect that shot, but of course, KennyS, fastest AWP in France, maybe even Europe.
Maybe even the world.
Maybe even the world.
Maybe even planet Earth. Maybe even the galaxy.
Time will tell.
Possibly the universe.
Eagle with P250s and a couple of smokes and flashbangs here. Where G2 potentially take the lead. It's round number 13. A fantastic start by VP, but those great starts built on momentum, really, of crushing the economy of G2, and that's how they got those rounds on the board.
Exactly that, because again, at round 7, this is the round that could have already existed when they were broken, and then G2 could have extended, I think, and won this half, if not for that round that Virtus Pro pulled back. So we're eventually getting to an inevitable means, but it's taken some time to find it. His body tagged will be pushed off. He's only at 71 HP. It's not a massive amount of damage done from the pistols, but still they have to be somewhat wary. Shocks will spray the smoke. Apex decides to back off the HUD as well. Virtus Pro just grouping together. Finally, commitment from Taz to get inside of middle, but wait outside the big garage for the most part. Now they'll just commit. They'll just walk in, and this will go G2's way. And they'll make sure of it with an 8. A fadeaway from Apex. Threw it and ran away and got the kill.
Take the lead. Since the real gun rounds have started, they've got that double AWP set up out where they want to be. They've looked like the much better squad. In terms of the final tactics coming out from Virtus Pro, especially when they've had limited utility, they've looked a little bit lost here. But still, it's an okay half for them. They can still post one more round on the board. That would be very beneficial for them at this point, I think. They've looked a little bit flat since we've got deeper into this first half. There's KennyS with 10 kills, 7 deaths. Pull by here for VP. Pasha with the AWP, no head armor. Got a couple of AKs out, so that might not be a massive factor here. Boost. It's less and less these days, but it's definitely good for us. Taking one shot, have a little burst. If you get the kill, drop down.
The problem with it is exactly what's going to happen right now, though. Potentially, if they get spotted from A-main, it's the door that opens, the second player slides down, and they sit in the open. Body's actually the one that's found, but Bialy knows that Shocks couldn't have gone far. That is the exact counter to it, is getting out the doorway and finding the kills as Taz will take out NBK. Apex could find a Neil, but it's not enough. It's more about self-preservation at this point.
Yeah, this is G2 having a variation of their A setup there. Not expecting that fast-paced play from the VP side, but 3-on-2. The money should be okay. They'll definitely flirt with the idea of trying to win this one. The Ali Taz tagged up as well. It's Apex that's coming up towards Highway. Pasha, decent position as Squeaky Door, nails the shot as well. Great angle held by him. And Kenny here surely can't do anything about this situation. He holds towards the truck. At this point, he's waiting for mistakes and maybe even just exit frags as he rotates towards the connector. The Ali waits for him. Spots him, and he'll go towards the vents to stop him in transition towards that B site. They know they've got him locked in now towards the connector. He'll jump through and hold towards Heaven, but not for long. Taz rails him from the truck area, and that's much better from VP. Very assertive play. It was nice that they had that pretty unique setup. Like I said, that boost on the sites becoming less and less prominent. It doesn't really yield amazing results. It's good for one frag. If they explode on you like this, you can see how caged they were at that point. G2 couldn't recover in this situation. Shoxy was just done for as soon as his teammate went down. Great timings there. Good call from VP. They tie things up at 7-7. The money should be absolutely fine for the French side, though. And you can see the double orbs coming out once again. This is the setup they want to be running. But ZenBK only with 3 frags, but the frags he has got, they've been opening up rounds, and I think one of them to finish them off as well. So we'll see whether he can get anything done here in the last round of the first half. It's VIRTUS Pro, another default. Haven't got anyone towards B, just to note. So this could be another fast round for them.
Side of the side again with similar setup. Same boost. This time, though, A main getting challenged means it could work, and it does. Shox finds the kill. They drop off immediately, knowing that there's likely to be pressure, but smoke down. The alley doesn't elect to go. The alley goes in next to find a chance to spray at MBK, but can't do it. Not the literal person, but the place. The person himself. MBK was toward the top of Highway with the AWP. He finds Snacks, but Neo flanks out from Highway! Gets all 3! Turns around and realizes Kenny's in middle. But he's done enough. Bomb's not picked up, not gathered yet. They've got to go forward to find it. And Kenny gets aggressive, but it immediately gets taken down by Pasha.
Through the smoke as well. What was that round? Neo completely lighting them up towards the Highway there. So controlled, so crisp. And he gets 3 kills and steals the round, and indeed the half away. 8-7 in favor of VIRTUS Pro. What a finish that was. This series just starting to warm up now. VIRTUS Pro adapting their pace, is going to the set pieces towards the end. And the boost there from G2, they went for it again. Just to know, they thought, well, it's not going to happen twice. And they were right. The smoke deployed on their left-hand side protected them. First pick from Body came in. But all of a sudden, all hell broke loose as Neo made his way up towards the Highway and just didn't miss a beat. Very well done. And that's going to be a gutting way to finish the half as well. That's the best way to tilt your opponent just before they get into the next half, break their spell, and punish them in a round they should have won as well. Get them bickering, let them think about it, stew over the result in the 2-minute break.
Remarkable from Neo's positioning. He's been part of the reconnaissance. Renaissance, I should say.
Yeah, that
was getting reconnaissance in middle as well. English is not my first language, it's fine.
Yeah, you're a native French speaker, aren't you?
I do something in French, but not speaking.
Round number 1 of the second half. Pistol. It will be VIRTUS Pro, of course, on the CT side. In terms of utility for the French, it will be 2 smokes, 4 flashbangs, and an A execution. They'll be smoking towards the Highway, maybe in front of the bomb site, just in front of that box where you're looking at right now. And a shot through the smoke. It doesn't matter for Neo. He's doing the work once again from the Highway.
VIRTUS Pro take map 1, and we go to nuke. This could be entirely an unexpected series. Neo's tagged at 21, but with Body down already. And though the bomb was planted, it gives VIRTUS Pro a great chance on the retake. Biaoi's the one with the kid. Do exactly that. Kenny wants to try and spot Neo when he walks in. He's low, but it's going to be Shox that gets there first. That's, oh, got to be a kill. It's got to be a kill, Shox.
Complete miss there. Low HP, that would have done it.
Well, Neo doesn't even need to go back and chase. He can go back toward the site. He can work with his teammates. Biaoi gets one. Taz finds another. They're already working in as Apex sees the door open, thinks of a knife in the smoke, but that's probably not ideal when you've got to get to the smoke first. As Snacks puts him down, Shox rotates back, and it all falls apart. VIRTUS Pro are taking 9 rounds.
Roxy lost his confidence there straight away, didn't he? That's a shot by his standards is pretty disappointing. He makes that kill. He takes the attention away. He has control of Highway. He can then start pincering it as well, but that massively missed bullet. Just one to the chest, I think would have done it. He had 20 HP, maybe not quite, but still a headshot at that sort of range you'd expect all day long. It's Neo to open things up with so much lucky smoke, but preemptive shot through it. Manages to take down Body. That rattled them. A little bit clumsy to get the boost going at Highway quad as well. Didn't really work out for them. And G2, they will be force buying him, Matt. This is more the GT I'm used to seeing. Most teams bring out the AKs in the third. I do like this strategy. It's bold, it's audacious. but it can be quite crushing to lose it as well. You can see Virtus Pro preparing for the third round AKs here with 4 M4s, so they're more than ready to take down these CZs as the B split will be coming in very quickly here from G2.
Taz does manage to take down Kenny S, swings out. Guns make short work of it. Yeah, very, very short
Bomb
work of
down,
it.
force buying in the second, get nothing for it, not even a kill, not even any damage. Like, they would have AKs here if they just waited and have a real chance of winning it. But
it's funny because we were commending their economic
exactly
decisions in the first half and then right back to where we were.
Yeah, and that's Kenny S joining in obviously as well. They get nothing out of that. Absolutely nothing. And now they have to take a full eco. Pasha, what a game he's having. Some very crucial kills. And to finish things off in the smoke in the final round of the first half. He's looking fantastic. Well, like we said, the full eco, a chance for Pasha to go a little bit more aggressive here. He's not really bothered if the MP9 goes down. He doesn't really want that for the first gun round. Try and get 2 or 3 kills, farm some cash here. And he might just do that, Map.
Gets behind them. Gets behind them and certainly found 2, but won't farm out much more than that. Doesn't matter, that's a job done.
Yeah, he doesn't want that weapon for the first gun round, so that's absolutely fine. That pays off his armor, you know, over the next round. That's okay.
Point. Neo will sit at the white box, covering up middle with the smoke now down at garage after that aggression, but Taz is ready on B, finds body. Apex, much like Doja, one player is always doing something with his tongue or lips.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in clutches.
Yeah, always.
Another one is Fox whenever he's in a clutch as well.
That's right. Fox
tongue
is the one I
comes
was
out.
thinking of. That's right. Maybe I was thinking of Fox instead of Doja. Doja does do it a bit too, but Fox was crazy at the minor last time.
Oh, this is looking like a round that won't yield too much for G2. They got the MP9 out. Might find the skill here, but not meant to be. 11-7 after that questionable force buy from G2. Their money will be okay going to the first gun run. Not amazing for Kenny S. You can just about buy the orb and some body armor, as you can see, but not much more than that. And maybe he'll just opt for the AK. He's actually been pretty decent. I think I did see it come in the 3750 or 4750. I've done that a couple of times. 4750 expense and then 650 exactly for the armor itself. So there we go. Round number 19, full buy for both teams.
Oh my God. Oh. I thought he was going to hit that.
Thought so as well.
There was 2 X-rays there, not 1. That was when I thought the chances were really good.
Yeah.
The body bang is gone.
Body bang.
That's the Davy, the Dutch Davy? Davy's not Dutch. That would be cool though.
Possibly, yeah. BP in a very comfortable position here. Plenty of money. Maybe these rounds have already been too tight for them in the second half. This is G2's pick, and Virtus Pro, they've had the best starts on both halves. Like, the gun rounds haven't been amazing for them, but the start of each half has been fantastic, and that's what's kept them in the lead.
Smoke down to extinguish flame. Shocks peeks out and realizes that yes, there was definitely someone inside of the vents because they backed off accordingly. So that'll call for someone to be in checkers on B for Body, who's trying to poke it out. Some pressure on from Sun Room, excuse me, as Taz goes down toward Highway. Nade in. He's got to be careful retreating. If Shocks had heard him falling back, he may have swung to try and get the shot on the AK, but they'll get in position now. They're going to boost cutting over so he doesn't have to wide peek. This will give him a better shot toward the side as well, higher angle. Taz could be caught in the middle of nowhere, but miss from Kenny made up for by Shocks.
Pick is good. 30 seconds remaining. They'll go back toward the B side. Bialy could catch him in transition. It opts for the safer play, and they will be challenging Pasha. They've got no smoke for spawn, though. There they do. Just about the last bit of utility. Pasha, that's a questionable play of the AWP. Could have waited, tried to go for the heroics there, and that should be the round. But VP with enough money to at least challenge this one, but MBK coming in for the flank. That should be the round decided as Body adds to the kills.
Shot back. Yeah, but doesn't matter at this point, or does it? He's got another one. Bring it down to a 3 versus 2, but they're already backing off. He's on 19 HP. He's the one with the kit. Snacks. He's flirting with trying to get weapons out of their hands, and that's about it.
Not a bad idea at all.
Keep them close. Body and Shocks are both vulnerable to bomb, but they've gone far enough away. Shocks has to get on his horse here in a second.
Certainly a questionable play from Pasha. The best outcome for that, pushing through the smoke, is within those 20 seconds as well. That final commitment, you get 1 no-scope, and you're going down. I don't think that was enough to win the round. Definitely had grounds to think about falling back. They all recovered, though, by Snacks. That's not too bad at all. Considering Pasha's low money, that helps things out tremendously. 11-8 as G2 find their first round here in the second half. 8-7 when we came into this one. Yes, of course, MBK, very quiet game for 13. Double up setup this time, though. Snacks learning to be the more aggressive of the two. Got a lot of flair to his AWPing as Kenny S challenges towards B. He'll be completely flashed as well. Snacks waiting on the other side. Gets himself set up towards Checker. I think Kenny S just about spot. I can see him communicating and maybe relaying that information. The one-way smoke, though, deployed by Snacks and strikes first there. Flashbang to go in and maybe pushes it a little bit further.
Oh, he starts it off by getting down NBK. Aggressive toward A main. That gives a little bit of information. Further smoke as well, and he'll back off at least for now. Still on the precipice of the A main entrance, but it's Snacks instead that the AWP has to try and find a shot toward Kenny, who is posted and ready, but Snacks gets by. That'll set for further aggression, potentially execution. A clear Checker with Molotovs. The rest dependent on picks, I would imagine. Smoke toward tree eventually, but first contact with Snacks. Backing off of it as well. They have caused a rotation.
But it's GT that have struck first here. 35 seconds. We'll be finishing up towards the A bomb site. Rotated 3 players towards B. Well, Shoxy leaving the charge with Bialy deploy. What a smoke that is to get down there. He's only just put that down at A main. They need to pick their poison. Do you just wait for that to go down and have like 10 seconds to get onto the site, or do you push the smoke and hope for the best here?
And they go. Body goes first. Bialy goes down. Neo gets ready to post up, but Body finds him as well.
Worth it.
Pasha.
Worth it.
Oh, nails it. He's got a chance. He's got a chance for both. Gets in and finds the immediate threat. Takes down the planner while he's still defenseless. And Kenny's going to try and wrap around, but Pasha finds that as well.
That's so sick. He knows the bomber can't come off the plan at that point. That's why it's worth it. If he takes down the defensive player who's trying to protect that bomb, that's it. The round's done. He hits the no-scope and gets the third as well. Pasha is playing out of his mind this tournament. What a play that is to reset G2 as well. Good Lord, that was so good. And around it seemed like G2 had done enough there. They got the perfect flashbang out of the A main smoke right in the face of Bialy. They take him down, but it's Pasha with the godlike plays up close and personal. That's Kenny S's forte. And he's showing him how it's done. A tactical pause, maybe just to calm down there. It was a scrappy round at best. Bialy opening things up, funneling them towards A. Shoxy now, he'll be tested. This is what we're talking about now. This is not the G2 that couldn't be stopped. Not the G2 we saw in the group stages. They're showing weaknesses.
Virtus Pro are showing strengths.
Oh, absolutely. Pasha, what a play this was. So like I said, if he hits that shot, he wasn't even intending it. He was going in to stop the plan there. But he hits that first one, that's just round over. The bomb gets down short, but how does he make that happen? Against Kenny S, right in the face. 12-8. Take a little partial buy here, G2. Pistols, 3 sets of armor towards B. The Snacks with that same smoke once again. Find it very difficult to push him off with the flashbang. It'll have to be perfect. Doesn't take the bait and gets a collateral. Doesn't get 2 kills for it, but does 2.5. He will be going down here, surely. How is he still alive? He gets one more. 4-2 now, and it looks like the round's about to fall apart as Pasha once again strikes from the vents. And it will be quite the clean sweep.
To be fair, when he got one more, that was actually the team kill coming in from Taz. So the additional kill was maybe not required.
It still works.
But
like,
it still works.
Like, you know what? I'm not gonna let you kill him. If anyone's gonna do it,
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
You guys aren't allowed to play this game. We're playing it.
It's his next
13-8.
level strategy. He's denying the kill reward. You know, like, I'd rather lose money than you gain it.
That's a theory.
It's not. It's not. But
well,
it fits the narrative. So that's where I'm going.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just have to concede your expectation of reality and be a part of the simulation or narrative, whatever you want to call it. In they go to A main. Pasha's back out toward middle, playing with a lot of confidence with the AWP. Now he continues to spam over toward the door. Yes, Biały. It means white. Learn Polish, people.
Yeah, Matt's been speaking it for years.
I have. Speak Russian as well. Ask Edward.
I did. I saw it earlier. I was very impressed. They seem to like the Russian fans seem to love you so much. They're asking you to hold the camera for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Can you take a picture of Edward with me, please? Molotov to the door. Biały swings out, finds Shocks, excuse me. Kenny S gets found. He's standing in the middle of the open on top of a crate, but perhaps he should have gotten some cover because around the corner came Body. In fact, he got Taz and Neo. Biawi still exists inside of the site, but Pasha turns fast enough. He's got to be careful, though, because he gets aggressive, and Apex is up close. Pasha does it again.
How is he doing this? Unbelievable rounds from Pasha. Mistakes made as well. That wasn't the correct play. Running around, making a lot of noise. I don't know how he recovers it and takes him down a highway. Just a sick tournament from him so far. Unbelievable. Good Lord. How, like, you just think, okay, now the run will come to an end. Look, they can't even believe that. The smiles on their faces are always like, well, I don't know how you got away with it, but I'll take it. And there's another round. G2 will be shut down there. There's a decent attempt from Body from the highway. Gets 2 frags, but it's not enough. And this is G2's pick. On the precipice and losing it as well. They'll bring the pistols out, arm up, all the utility. 14-8, 1 away from map point. And they'll move on to Nuke next, which is their specialist map. It's where they're at their absolute strongest. And the way they're playing right now, this could be a 2-0 game for VP. This is looking very good for them.
Get too far ahead because G2 is also good on Nuke.
Indeed.
Great series in terms of maps. I wasn't sure what Cash would yield, but Pasha indeed gets MEK down and legs onto Shox. Goes back for more. Unfortunately, overstays his welcome ever so slightly, but the White Death will arrive, and he'll take down both Apex, Shox, and Body. He's looking for more than that. He gets it as well. Kenny falls. Now he finds 4.
Where has this Virtus Pro been all year, Matt? Where have you been hiding them?
Me, yes.
Yeah,
I was
you
hiding
specifically.
I was hiding them behind my conspiracy theories. Don't
Exactly,
you know that?
right? It's all part of your plan.
Exactly.
Wow.
There's no such thing as bad press.
15-8, and money just in the bin here. G2 definitely a team capable in terms of the star power and skill ceiling they have to win these sort of rounds, but shots VP are hitting right now, it seems like it's done. It's going to be a 16-8 scoreline on their map, and it sets them up for a fantastic series here. Taz not going to be taking his foot off the gas just yet, pushing in towards B storage. Body just waiting for it, doesn't even want to challenge the kill. Of course, for Shoxy, the only other player with a rifle here, smoked out of the room. Might have to push this. Over the smoke for anyone pushing towards the sunroom. Flashbang comes in, has to hide. You have the utility, opted for tactical edge instead of the firepower.
Spots and backs off. Play passive to try and end this, to let G2 walk into anything mistakenly. No further aggression, but a bit of a rotation. Snacks will bring the AWP over toward the tree, smoked off. That may encourage him to, in fact, go in all the way toward the B site, but more importantly, the counter push to mid interests me the most, because Neo getting toward the vents can still rotate back, and he can pinch B when the play happens. So the fact that he gets aggressive late without much information is massively beneficial for Virtus Pro. Taz is going to try and peek this out to find out if they're still there. They are. Spray down with 1. Shox wide steps. That's where Neo steps in next, and Shox stares at the vent. He's waiting for it. He's waiting for the bait to be switched back out, and he's trying to anticipate the play that Virtus Pro has set up. Sees his feet, tries to fire in. Actually didn't. I think he just tried to blow out the vent. Neo backs off of it, but potentially could have gotten more aggressive. Snacks had left the site as well. They thought it was going to be a fake, but good find from Snacks.
Trying to deny the bomb now, but Kenny has for 100 HP. That'll just tickle him, and it will be planted. 4-on-3 advantage for the Polish side to see this map home. Good flashbangs, and Apex holding T-spawn. That's a guaranteed frag if ever I've seen one. Could go for a bit more here. Execution in the back of the head. 3-on-3. G2 struggling to stay alive here.
Apex with another flash. Smoke lands as well, but Pasha, he still sits above, and Apex wants to re-peek it. He's got the angle covered off. There's no smokes further or deep inside of the site for Apex to try and cross over. He's got to play it from time and far away. VP's not even considering this until they found such pick that Pasha does fine, but I think you're right. They're still going to sit back. They just want to make this expensive for G2. They're playing actually a disciplined game in that regard, because they'll get 2 further guns, and they'll have lots of money left over.
That's fine. Let's not throw the game away. It was an unlikely situation. The bomb was too far gone there. Well played by G2 to make that run a possibility, but still not out of the woods just yet. They need 6 rounds in a row. VP, they want to make sure they do this properly. Let's not make any silly mistakes here. Let's not go down to an eco. We still got overtime guaranteed, so that's absolutely fine. And some of the highlights from Bialy on the A side, doing a very good job with the M4A4. Much better on that A side, I have to say. He's been criticized in terms of the way he plays it sometimes, been very predictable, but looking fantastic today. And still, G2, Pasha cost them a lot of money there. He pointed it out, and it was definitely worthwhile saying, because they're down to a Galil, limited utility, no warp. Like, that was worth it from Pasha, and he managed to keep his money up.
And how many teams on map point would say, oh, we might as well go for it. We still have, 6 rounds left over.
That's when it starts. That's the beginning of the end for you.
Absolutely. We see that far too commonly, that you trip over yourself with economy late, and that's how comebacks happen, because eventually every round amounts to 2 if you have no money. If you go on to an eco every second round, if you will. Discipline from VP, and it's quite literally paid off. See if it pays off figuratively as well as we move forward with the scoreline. Molotov back out towards Squeaky Doorway. That'll force MBK off the angle. Snacks. He's going to get forced off of his in turn, though, by a similar tactic. A Molotov down in toward Checker. He goes to the tree. That can easily be smoked. So rather than stay inside of the site, they look like they might have to play a retake B if it goes this way early enough. However, there's still aggression in mid from Virtus Pro.
Mistake can do it from G2. Clutching at straws here. Shoxy, the in-game leader, trying to work out what the final play is. They have got MBK faking towards the A door. He does seem to always find kills in that position. His job right now, take the attention away from B. Maybe find a kill with transition as the CTs realize it's a final B attack. Smokes towards the CT spawn area. Successful. There it is, the MBK frag. I always said it comes in most of the time, and now they make their way towards B. But Neo will be trying to shut this down.
Body will look
the
around.
Bomb.
Bomb is gone. Taz has it. Body looks around to watch for the flank. Bomb, they've got to go back for it. But it's down to just Taz. Where's he gone? Where's he covering the bomb from? They didn't read the flash!
God,
they didn't read the flash! It's an indubitable double, and now they're in trouble because the time is gone. Virtus Pro wins it. Taz does it on a flank.
He looks as cool as a cucumber as well. What a massive blunder from G2 to finish it off as well. It looked like they had a chance to get back into it. There's still a lot of work to do.